Sigma is the hardest male personality archetype to be in a relationship with. With an alpha, all you need to do is be pretty or have some kind of high social status to help him dominate the social hierarchy, and pretty much treat him like a big grumpy baby. A beta, take control and boost his self-esteem and he will remain with you forever. But with a Sigma, none of that will suffice. You need to exert constant effort to keep him invested in the relationship or he will leave. That can be difficult and somewhat exhausting. But on the upside, this results in the fact that relationships with Sigma males are the best. They're always interesting and have new things, they're full of love and desire, and they last forever. Welcome to Viral Brain, where we focus on the psychology of personality. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can be notified whenever we release new content. Here are 9 rules for dating a Sigma male and nailing it. Number 1. Be your own person. Here's a quick fact. Betas are drawn to an alpha, and alphas are drawn to betas, but Sigmas, they're drawn to Sigmas. A Sigma doesn't want to be in a relationship with an extension of themselves. He wants to see your uniqueness and appreciate your individuality. He's not interested in someone who fades into the crowd. He wants to be with a girl who's successful and who occupies similar status to his own in the socio-sexual hierarchy. He wants her to have her own name, so to speak. This is because Sigmas aren't competitive. They don't need to prove themselves better than anyone. They're silently confident. So they don't feel threatened by their partner's success. On the opposite, they encourage it. They value their time and resources above anything, and being in a relationship means putting in a big portion of this time and resources. So they want to get something out of the relationship. They want a different perspective on life, an independent opinion they can ask for advice when they need it. They don't want the relationship revolving about one side. They want a shared experience. So no, I'll go wherever you want to go, and no, I'll have whatever you're having. None of that. You must have your own career and life choices outside the relationship. He doesn't want you to be his girlfriend or his wife. He wants you to be a life partner. I'll say that again. Life partner. 50-50. Number 2. Give and take. Don't take and take. Sigma males are hyper-aware of the responsibilities that come with companionship, and because of their self-priority, they're willing to forsake that companionship if it stands in the way of achieving their goals. Look, Sigmas aren't selfish. They care about their families and friends very much, but they just care about themselves a bit more. If he feels that being in a relationship with you is taking from his time and energy and weighing him down, he will leave. I'm not saying don't ask him to spend any time with you. I'm just saying 2 things. Give him space and give him something in return. He loves spending time with you, but work is work, and work comes first. And he also wants to spend time with his family and friends. Take a portion of his life, and not a big one. And give him something in return when he does spend time with you, even if it's an outside perspective on a matter he's been thinking about, moral support, or just a good laugh or believing in him when very few other people do. Number 3. Keep it interesting. Sigma males get bored easily. They must be continuously intellectually and sexually stimulated in order to stay interested. So, suggest new ideas for date nights, or plan an adventure like camping or rock climbing on the weekend. Make changes around the house frequently and always buy new things, even if it's just little ornaments or cute night lights. Keep it interesting in bed by coming up with new and bold things. Set an unbreakable rule of making him smile at least once a day, and he will love you forever. Number 4. Never lie. Sigmas are hard to convince, and when you're hard to convince, you easily spot all the lies. Sigmas know for a fact that the vast majority of people around them lie all the time. Whether his colleague about why he was late, his parents about pretty much everything, and even the TV and the internet being mostly inaccurate or misleading. And Sigmas, they hate lying. They're brutally honest. Even if it hurts someone, they don't care. They tell it as it is. So at first, he will probably suss you out as lying about this or lying about that, and you need to constantly prove to him again and again that you are a ridiculously honest person, and give him time. Don't expect him to believe it after 3 or 4 times. Look, I know this can come across as stating the obvious. Of course, no one should ever lie, whether with a Sigma or not. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about even the little white lies, or giving misleading information, or even hiding something from him. This is a critical rule, because if you get caught one time, it'll probably take more than a lifetime to regain his trust. Number 5. Make the first move. Sigmas rarely approach women, and unlike betas, it doesn't come from a place of self-doubt or insecurity. They have confidence in their personality, just not in their social skills, and they just don't really care that much. They know they're good enough, they're just not sure whether they have the ability and the willingness to prove they are. They focus on themselves and prioritize their own goals and happiness. And they're the most self-sufficient and the best natural survivors of all the male personality archetypes. So the fact is, they don't need a partner, or they're not exactly exerting any effort trying to find one. In order to get close to a Sigma male, you have to first be a blip in his radar. I'm not asking you to go out of your way flirting or confessing your love to him first. A simple, inviting smile would do it. A cheeky remark or a daring question like, "So, what's your story?" You might have to start the conversation for the first few times, and if you're interesting enough, they'll be hooked. A huge sign that a Sigma male is really interested in you is if he starts a conversation. When you get to that point, you can rely on him to make many first moves. Number 6. Have a thick skin. Don't be offended if he doubts you even after 10 years of faithfulness. Look, as a general rule of thumb, alphas are more likely to suffer from anxiety or narcissism, betas from anxiety or depression, and sigmas from paranoia or depression. Without going into too much detail, this is because sigmas spend too much alone thinking time, and because he can clearly see how incompetent or dishonest the masses are. If you add a little childhood trauma to this mix, Sigmas become dangerously predisposed to suffering from paranoia. Now, even if it's not severe and glaring, like he doesn't think you poisoned his food, someone's following him, or the government is tapping his phone, but he might occasionally have a casual, ridiculous thought about you cheating on him, and his mild paranoia might act on it to somehow make it more believable, by making him see things and connecting dots that should never be connected. And he freaks out about it. Look, if you freak out about this too, there's a very big chance it might be the end of the relationship. Sigmas are aware of the fact that they might be paranoid, and they can't do anything about it. So if you become super offended and make a big deal out of him sometimes doubting you, he will stop communicating these thoughts with you because he'll be afraid of your reaction. And while most thoughts he can easily dismiss as implausible, sometimes he can't do it alone. He needs your help. So if you're not there, these thoughts will grow into a monster, and it'll be a huge issue. Number 7. Keep up. Sigma males are ambitious, and they always look within and try to become a better version of themselves. They love learning new things, exploring new ideas and emotions, and growing as human beings. So if you don't keep up with that growth, they will outgrow you. You have to be making advancements in your career, reading as much as they do, and becoming generally more competent in life to be able to challenge a Sigma's intellect and converse with him deeply. Other than that, he'll just think you're immature, or at least not as mature as him, especially if he's a couple of years older. Number 8. Make up quick. Never allow a fight with a Sigma male to last too long. With an alpha, it might be your best bet to take a couple of days after a big fight to calm down and start thinking clearly. But with a Sigma, no. Like I said, Sigmas value their time and energy above everything, and they hate wasting it on fights. So the longer time you spend not on the best terms, the more frustrated he gets. They want to resolve the issue now so they can go back to enjoying life and being productive. And they always think, if you could spend 3 days without talking to me, you might as well spend 3 more weeks or years. If it's up to a Sigma, they'd never fight or argue, and they'd love to have a peaceful and loving relationship. Number 9. Appeal to reason. Sigmas are the most logical archetype. They have realistic and pragmatic views on life, and they're persuaded only by reason. Never give a Sigma a direct order, especially if he thinks it's unreasonable. You know those guys who stand up and start walking to the kitchen to do the dishes, and on their way you call for them from the other room, "Hey, you still haven't done the dishes yet? Go do them right now." And they go, "Well, now I'm not gonna do it." Yeah, these are Sigma males. Avoid practicing authority over Sigma males, because there's nothing they hate more. And I'm not saying you should just allow them to do whatever they want whenever they want. Instead, try to find persuasive ways and appeal to reason with their own personal interest in mind, while also giving them responsibility. And give them a proper time window to finish the task. Something like, "Hey, can you please do the dishes before 5 because that's when I finish work and I'll start cooking immediately because we're both gonna be starving?" This wraps it up for our 9 rules for dating a Sigma male. If you felt like this video had some eye-opening insights, give it a like, and let us know whether you're a Sigma male or if your partner is in the comments section below.